that's going to cause the diarrhea that you experience. They produce an iron binding compound that allows them then to capture iron, make that available to the bacterium. Along those same lines, they can cause hemolysis, which is lysis of red blood cells now. Lysis of red blood cells, you're going to release that iron that those red blood cells have, then allowing for the microbe to grab it. And as I mentioned, the type 3 secretion system. It's a means of delivering the protein directly to the cell. When we look at the groups, the microbes that make up this group, we can actually break them down into 3 categories. Now, we're only talking about the microbes that can cause disease. There are the coliforms. And so these are those that are able to rapidly ferment lactose. And generally are going to be part of the normal microbiota, but they can be opportunistic. There are the non-coliforms. These guys then do not ferment lactose, and they can be opportunistic, but generally they're not going to cause disease unless you're immunocompromised. And then there are the true pathogens. These guys are going to cause illness regardless of whether or not you're healthy or not. Okay? And remember, that's the key here. True pathogen is going to cause an illness even if you are healthy, versus a opportunistic that requires an immunocompromised situation. When we look at the coliforms, the one that is usually referred to is E. coli. E. coli can cause a number of diseases. Septicemia, can cause urinary tract infections, can cause gastroenteritis. A lot of times, the toxin that's produced, it's an enterotoxin, causes the secretion of calcium and potassium ions, and so it can lead to dehydration. The microbe that we're most concerned about, though, is O157H7. E. coli O157H7. And this tells you a little bit. So here's that O molecule we were talking about. They identified it as 157. So this particular microbe, the most prevalent of the pathogenic E. coli, and it can be fatal. It can cause hemorrhagic colitis. It can cause kidney disorder, kidney failure, hemolytic uremic syndrome. The microbe uses a type 3 secretion system to disrupt the metabolism of the cells. It releases a toxin that stops protein synthesis. We see epidemics of this microbe every once in a while associated with uncooked ground beef. We had a breakout in the 90s in Seattle. There was a condition where there was a fast food restaurant that didn't cook their meat. I think there were several cases of O157H7. It only takes about 10 organisms of this particular strain to cause the illness. Why don't we go ahead and call it an evening? I want to finish up this chapter next time talking about Shigella and Salmonella, and that pretty much will wrap up the semester. I'll say a few things about some microbes that infect wounds, but that'll be it.
Are we reviewing next class meeting?
We can do some review, and then I have a review scheduled for Monday of finals week 2.